Hey guys, what's up? Good morning, I'm Yalek, and this was not going to be today's video, but I have to show you. I mean, this is just plain stupid. Alright, so, developments. Last night, we had the tribal reset. I'll look at the weapon lab in a minute. The tribes kind of suck. The offensive tribes, heavy speed. I hope you didn't do that. Never do that. That is going to completely wreck your heavy Zuka hits, which already you have trouble keeping the heavies and the Zukas together. Nobody wants that. Cryoneer damage. I looked up the Cryoneer, the Cryoneer's damage, and even with, and I have four damage boosts going on. Blah, 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 blah. Armory is where? I don't use it on this account, so because everything's maxed. So my current damage is what, 60, 70 per second, so we could add to the Cryoneer damage, but we're still talking like under 100 per second. That's just ridiculous. I did do the rocket launcher damage, hoping to slow down some of the RCZM. That actually turned out to be probably a waste because we're not slowing anything down because of this. This was broken last night. Didn't do anything at all. It was at 17%. Gunboat energy gain 17%. And gain, what that means is when you destroy a building, the return that you get, which is normally worth 3 GBE, is increased. So in this case, it's much, much higher. I think I get 6 or 7 back when I destroy a building now. And let's see, weapon lab. This is kind of even right now. The boom surprise isn't in the weapon lab, but I was going to build one, and then just like, screw it. What is even the point? They took away shields. I have mine for, I don't even know how much longer, a day. We have these things. I have mine for a day, but people will have purchased them last night, and so we will be seeing Rainmakers for much of the week from those people who waited. We'll have them for another 5 days. We have a new gunboat ability, the remote hack. Finally, they have worked. I've been begging for it for so long, and they finally worked remote hack into the game. And it's a little expensive. The first one is 10, but you get the GBE back when the building is destroyed, so that cost is significantly reduced. And, which I will demonstrate in a second, it goes up by 10 every time. However, with all of that extra GBE around, it gets pretty crazy. Also, we can finally answer one question about this. A friend of mine, Redneck, hi Redneck, had speculated that the core hack feature of this was actually a feature and not a bug when this first appeared on the Mega Turtle, I think. Hang on, coffee break. When this thing first appeared on the Mega Turtle, you were able to hack the core directly, and just all of its own defenses would turn and take it out. That no longer works. So that was definitely a bug, not a feature. So we have settled that debate. This thing does not work on shield gens. Apparently it doesn't work on damage amps. It doesn't work on HQs anymore. It doesn't work on anything that doesn't shoot back at you. If it shoots at you, you can hack it, and that includes prototypes. So this is the reason I had to make this video, because this is what I just did. And this is why I'm not bothering. So, Rainmakers, come on, 2 boats medic. And just the first thing you notice when you look at this base, this guy has twin grapplers. Oops, this guy had twin grapplers. Yeah, just hack them and away we go. Oh wait, but he still has a shock blaster. Those are pretty bad for me, right? Well, yeah, but, and at this point I've used remote hack twice, so it's going to cost me 30 GBE, but after I destroy these buildings on shore, I look down and I've got, I think I had 36 GBE in my pocket. So, okay, we go ahead, and we're going to hack that too, and then at that point, boom, and that's gone. All those boom cannons that he has so nicely arranged around his HQ. And then we're just going to put this into 4x mode, because you can see where it goes from here. There's, now at this point it's very expensive to use remote hack, so I switch to using regular BART on these guys, the boom cannons around here. But then I had like 120 something GBE, so I decided just for the fun of it to hack the boom cannon behind the core. This guy's got 5 ice. He had 2 grapplers and a shock blaster. This should not have been, this would have been a base. I probably would have run RCZM at him, even with, that's why this was a waste to boost. Even with this tribe cycle, I probably would have run RCZM at him, because so what? Yeah, so the rockets do more damage, but you can hack them, and then they're not doing damage. And usually you can find a way to shock one of the rockets with another shock launcher or another rocket or something like that. And that's generally, and away you go, happily, RCZM and take down the base. So, as it turns out, this is useless, not because it's not a good idea, but because defense has become completely useless. It's done, it's over. There is no defense anymore. A base like that, where I should not even have attempted to use that strategy, I did, and it worked. And we're going to do it again, because why the hell not, I guess. So, I start with 119 GBE, that's 6 perfect GBE statues. Yay me. So we spend 10 on this, so now we're down to 109. But watch. Okay, it gets destroyed, and now we're back to 117. So effectively that cost me 2 GBE. That's sick. That's nuts. So we're going to do it again here. 20 GBE, so we're at 117. And we'll hack that too, obviously. So 117, and then that gets destroyed. And then that gets us back to 105, so that one cost me 12. It goes up by 10. I already said that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So I probably should have just been able to calculate that out. We're going to drop these kind of staggered. We do have to watch out for boom mines and stuff in there. I have not done a video with these things all weekend, mainly because I find watching these things work painful. Don't get me wrong, I've used them extensively, but man, these things are just so slow. And when you flare these guys, like, I literally was setting the game down. I had it at the gym, I was doing sets, I was just setting the game down in between sets of stuff, and then I'd pick it up and, you know, like, flare somewhere, shock something. Literally happened. That's just stupid. When you flare up, like you make a long flare up to a corner, let's say I wanted to go up this side of this guy's base because there's nothing there. Wow, those rockets are doing quite a bit of damage. So let's take one out of the picture. Let's take another one out of the picture. Let's get that one out of the picture, because I have so much GBE right now. Alright, so we're going to shock that. That is going to be a tiny bit of an issue because we're grouped, but not all that much because we still have tons of GB, so we just make sure it goes away. And now we're going to keep an eye on the boom cannon here. But again, I mean, he set his base up in theory anyway to be able to defend. Those twin shock blasters normally would have been a problem. And guess what? It doesn't even matter. It's not a problem because, well, it's just not a problem. So let's see. Why don't we hack that? And then once that goes down, we'll get. Gee, it's sick. It's insane. We'll get this other boom cannon, which is the other main thing that worries us on this map. And the only thing that's really going to be a problem here is time. So he's got a bunch of GBE for me over here. Maybe we can BART down, hoping this shield gen. And there we go. And right onto core. And down goes that boom cannon with the overshot damage. And just like that. Again, so about a minute ago when I realized, oh my god, I'm nowhere near this guy's shield, I'm late on time, that should have been the point where the attack was over. Done. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get back there in time, and there's no way that these Rainmakers are going to take out the shield without, you know, going at it directly, and yeah, he's going to win. And guess what? He doesn't. It's not. Excuse me. More coffee, and I'm at a loss for words. I kind of understand the frustration by the top players. I mean, I only feel so bad for them because normally watching them work is just sick, and seeing the stuff they do just makes me feel bad about life. But defense has become utterly pointless. And they've been doing this. It started right after the first monthly Mega Crab event. Here we go, 2 blasters and a grappler. Definitely not a base we want to use Rainmakers on, right? Yeah. Guess what? It started right after the first monthly Mega Crab. Because if you remember, the boost at that time, the first tri boost that came out after that was the Gren Speed. And that was bonkers. The Gren Speed was not damage, but just they could do so much more damage because they were so fast. And so everything was Gren Med or Grank for 2 weeks. And then we had the whole month-long RCZM festival, basically, which was, let's see, first it was the rifle damage medic health, and then we got, forgot to set do not disturb. How very, very Yalek. This guy must not have boosted the damage. He just said screw it, didn't even bother. You know what, good for him. Waste the resources. It doesn't even matter. Defense has been just, you couldn't defend against the Grens. Nothing could defend against them. They were just too powerful. And then with all the RCZM, it was, let's see, the medic health, it was the rifle damage, and then last week we had the cheap critters. They're going to go like that because that's about to turn. And look how much GBE we have here. Just GBE to spend for days and days and days, so we're going to make sure that goes away because that's going to slow us down, and we're going slow enough anyway. Yep. And let's see, what was the cheap critters and the 50% gunboat energy, and now it's the Rainmakers, and the shields are going away, and oh yeah, you get remote hack, and you get a bunch of excess GBE on any destroyed building. Actually, if I feel sorry for anybody, I feel sorry for the warrior players right now. Because if you play AZ or if you play with warriors, granted it's going to be easier because you can just hack a building if it is obnoxious to you. Let's focus on core here, guys. Also, these things have a short attention span, kind of like me. And we could just BART this down now. Jeez, I still have 100 GB in hand. My God, it's just unbelievable. So yeah, if you use a strategy like AZ or Warriors and go directly for the core, you don't get the benefit of all this extra GBE. On the other hand, you still do have the remote hack, and the remote hack is going to help, you know, if there's a shock that you would prefer not to throw. You just pull a couple of buildings out, so they still get the benefit. So I can't really feel sorry for anybody unless somebody is trying to play defense. If you're trying to play defense, well then, that's just too bad for you. Let's see, did they give us a time on this, how long we're going to have it? Sometimes they tell us, is here, turn foe into friend. Oh, I see. Launch the remote hack at a defensive building and hack it and turn it against other defenses for a duration. Once the hacking effect expires, the building is also stunned for a time. Has not happened to me yet. It might happen on an operation with some really high health buildings, but blah blah blah, turn foe into friend, defensive damage buildings only, it says that. Available from Armory level 8, which means I have it on all my accounts, yay, and it doesn't say how long we're going to have it for. I don't know. Either way, this is just insane. And if you're trying to defend right now, if you're trying to push for leaderboard, then I feel sorry for you. Pull up all your ice, just throw down offensive statues, and have fun because the strategy is gone from the game. And on that note, I'm going to go wreck some more people and gather up a bunch more intel. We should be great on intel today, and we're not quite as good as I thought. Anyway, so that we can do our operation later. There is at least something to look forward to in operations, but as for PvP, man, it's dead. They've killed it. I don't know what they're doing. It's too much. It's actually too much. If your opinion is different, feel free to leave a comment. If you like the video, feel free to hit the like button. I'm Yalek, and this is Silly, and I'm out.